All right. Well then,
Yeah,
you want to do is it worth the pickup?
sure. If you want to.
All right, let's do it. Ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen,
hit it.
Kyle, the floor is yours.
All right. So today's book that we have to review is a book that I thought that we would start off with, that because I got the other Green Lantern Green Arrow book, and this was so happens to be a one shot Green Lantern Green Arrow book. I thought, hey, might as well review it because let's start off this year off with my favorite superhero, Green Lantern. And
Hold on before you go on, Freddie. Um, maybe check your older emails because I sent that survey out back in October, late October. So just yeah, just check your older emails. It should be there. If not, I'll resend it to you, and I'll check my backer list. And if I see your name there, I'll make sure to email you directly, so that way you can get that information to me, so I can send you your book. And look, and Crenshaw says, "What a surprise!" There you go.
I know. I review a Green Lantern book. What about, how about that? I picked this up because I was really excited to read it because it's written by current greatest author that I have that's currently writing a bunch of
Ooh,
pretty much,
that's a bold statement there.
I mean, out of all the writers, he's I think I'd say he's probably second.
Mm,
He switches off within first and second for me of like great greatest current writers right now. Jeremy Adams, who has been heading all of the Green Lantern run, like all the different titles. He's gonna he's now going to start Aquaman. He did Flash
right,
Gordon, or he's
right.
doing currently doing Flash Gordon, which I also we've went on and reviewed
Yeah,
uh
it
the
was a
first
great
issue.
first issue for sure.
And so I love his work. And so when I saw that he was doing a Green Lantern Green Arrow special, I instantly bought it. All of the covers, everything that I could think of. And specifically also this artist, this Lucas Meyer. I don't know what else he's worked on. I looked up his Instagram and it seems like pretty much I think this was his like big book that he
Oh,
was working
his
on.
breakout then, huh?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll tell you, it's amazing. I mean, like, he is definitely somebody that, like, I would love to see. Like, if this spoiler alert, if this book wasn't a one shot and this was a series, this would probably be my top book that I would pick up every single week. I think that this was an amazing book. We'll get into the actual story here in a minute, but basically, it's World's Finest Green Lantern Green Arrow. Uh, the story is a one shot story set uh, back in time, back before the current timeline, I guess you would
Oh, okay.
say.
Okay.
It's basically takes place around, I guess you would say, the time that the old series was happening. So this would be just like an additional story in that run. That would just be like an offset sort of story. And I think that what really helped it a lot because it wasn't tied to anything. There was no extra baggage that you had to read. It was literally just something you could just pick up, get right into the plot, and go from there. And
By the way, I love this sequential here. This whole sequence here with the review mirror.
exactly, and you can see the cop car in the background,
Yeah.
pulling up, him getting out, and they're talking. And this was what's great is because uh Green Lantern and Green Arrow are known to be rivaling political ideals, and they're both on either side of the political spectrum, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And yet, that's what made their character duo so great, is because even though that they do have these differentiating ideas, they still work together all the time and they're still best friends. And that's what this issue aimed to do.
And that's what America is all about.
Yeah. And so that's why I love this, is because this interaction is basically them two talking about their uh ideals of what either police should do or what the government should do, because they're being pulled over and they're having this discussion while the cop is getting out of the car. And it was a great back and forth. And the great part about this book too was that it doesn't do it heavy-handedly. They
Mm.
still, it's subtle enough to where it's like, yeah, we get the point, but it's not shoving in your face of what they're trying to do.
I also want to give a side note here, coming from the perspective of a writer and editor, editorial eye, I guess. Notice that even though these 3 panels are the same, shaped the same, and same camera shot, notice that it's the facial expressions are different in every panel. Every action
Mhm.
is different. The first one, you see Ollie there with his raising his glasses up, and then you see Green Lantern there. Kyle Rayner, I take it, or is that
No, it's Hal Jordan.
it's Hal Jordan? Okay, so you see Hal there with the little scowl, and of course the cop, right? And then the second one, cop's out, but now Hal is smiling, and now Ollie is pointing his finger at him, and looking a little bit more stern. And the last one, now it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant.
And they're talking about, Hal Jordan's talking about like, what, so you're going to tell him that you're a space cop just so that you can get out of a ticket? And
Right.
and so they're bickering, but then you realize, oh wait, the cop that's in the back is not actually a cop.
Oh, who is it? Is it not Deathstroke? Who's the other guy?
It's
Is that
Deathstroke.
Oh, it's Deathstroke. Okay.
It
I
is
thought it was
Deathstroke. He's
who's the other guy? The other guy that's kind of like Deathstroke, but he's more of a hitman than anything.
um
Will Smith played him in Suicide Squad.
oh, Deadshot.
Deadshot. So it's not Deadshot, it's
It's not
Deathstroke.
Deadshot, it's Deathstroke. He's just he doesn't have his orange in this one. I don't know why they decided to have that. Maybe just to just do something different, I guess. It doesn't take away anything. I
What
kind of
a
would have preferred him to have the orange in the color,
Oh
just to
yeah,
kind
of
of,
course. That's
yeah.
his calling card. Why not?
But in this story, maybe you can explain it away if we want to get into spoilers later on. You can kind of explain it away, but it doesn't take away anything per se.
Right,
So,
right. I
um,
will say this page is pretty great.
yeah.
I mean, what a stance.
And meanwhile, they're all
Yeah.
exploding off.
I like that they that nothing happens to him when they explode.
Yeah, well,
Maybe, again, editorial here. My editorial lens here. The least if I was the editor and I got this page, I would have been like, this is a great page, guys, but can we at least have green around both men, that, Hal Jordan was so sharp that he was able to protect both of them with his ring?
yeah,
I mean, come on. A nitpick, but I'm just saying, like, you're telling the Green Lantern book, so let Green Lantern be Green Lantern.
right. Well, and that's another thing in this story that I think was really good, is that they did give each character enough time to shine on their own and then also working together.
Ooh, he gets shot. Look at that.
Yeah, because Deathstroke was using yellow bullets.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
So he was, and then Ollie goes and pulls him aside because, yeah, even though he's got the Green Lantern ring, all of his constructs aren't going to work.
Right. Right.
And so he's like, yeah, I'll do a distraction. And I like that he says, he kind of references Barry Allen with a big, making a tornado.
Oh, right.
Barry
Barry
would be
would be
proud of
proud.
this.
Nice.
And catches Deathstroke off guard. And so then it cuts to them. I skipped pages through this story, so this is kind of a few pages later.
How long do you think it took him to color those bullets? It probably took him a while, Freddie.
He's just sitting in the corner. He's like, I gotta do
He's like,
hundreds of these. He's
he's
just
like,
low
he's like,
paint
Hal
pen.
Jordan's not gonna see this coming.
Yeah. See, like there it is. Explain the yellow bullets,
Hmm. No
and
wonder he
then
broke through my shield. Nice.
and he's all like, "Yeah, this guy knows everything about us." And then that's when Oliver says, "Oh, yeah, this is what you're talking about. So go back up where Ollie says, quick, make a shield around us.' So I'll go back up. Yeah, cover us now."
Covers now. Okay.
So then there's a big explosion at that abandoned place that they were at, but it
Ooh,
wasn't
what a
abandoned.
great splash. That's a
It was,
great
that wasn't
splash.
a splash. That was just the one page.
Yeah, it's a splash.
I guess it's a splash on,
Yeah,
not like a double
yeah. When
side.
you take up the whole page like that, it's called a splash page.
I guess it's splash, but not a double page splash. Just a one
No, it's
page
a single
splash.
page splash.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's a one page or two page. It's a splash if it takes up the whole page.
yeah. So basically, do you want me to keep going and talk about it, or do we want to
Dude,
spoil it? Or
you're right. The art in this book is amazing.
I'm telling you, dude, and like that's what I'm saying. Like I was looking at the art, and it's
Yeah, it
so
really is
appealing.
impressive. Like that's very I mean, a pleasant surprise. I don't I'm not accustomed to seeing art like this anymore in modern books. I'm accustomed to seeing the Cal Arts like cartoon style in most of these books, but it's nice to finally see some high quality art. Like an actual art where you like, yeah, I'm willing to. How much was this book?
This was $6,
Yeah,
but
$6 for how many pages?
it's bigger size. It was a larger size for this issue.
Well,
I
like
think it
40
was around
pages.
40, I want to say.
See,
Let me see it.
that's fine with this kind of artwork. I think it's worth it for sure for the price. The
Oh
price
yeah,
point.
it was 100% worth it in my book. Let me see what
Yeah.
the page count was.
Um.
Um
Okay, so you're saying after this is is a
48
spoiler?
pages.
How much?
48.
48.
48.
So yeah, I mean, for $6, that's pretty damn good. See, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, one shots.
Yeah.
A one shot comic, confined story, $6, 48 pages. That's something I wouldn't mind, doing like I did with the Lobo special, the Lobo one shot special,
Oh
the
yeah.
the cancellation special. That was definitely worth the. I think that one was $6 or $7. I can't remember off the top of my head. But again, a good that those one shots could be good for new readers who have never been to a comic shop before, and that could be a good starter pack for like, hey, what this looks pretty cool. The artwork looks pretty great, and you could pick it up, read it, and if you like what you read, hey, you got any more of this? Check
Right.
the back bins, go explore, young man, and open your mind up to a world that you never knew existed.
If somebody handed me this when I was, before I naturally started to find comic books and handed me this to begin with, I would have been into comic books so much faster. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like this.
Right.
I really enjoyed this book.
No, the artwork is great. So, going back, you said that there's a spoiler up ahead.
I don't know if you want me to like continue on
Okay,
spoiling
we'll
it.
let the chat decide. So, guys, if you're watching the show, if you want Kyle to continue on and spoil the story for you, press 1. If you don't want it spoiled, give us a 2.
Yeah.
So that way,
Anybody's on.
he can go on with the review, or he can just skip ahead and just tell you guys whether it's worth the pickup or not.
As if you probably couldn't guess already.
So right now we got a 1 from Crenshaw, 1 from Freddie. Anyone else who's watching? We got 29 people watching currently. So if you guys want to know those, if you want to keep going and spoil it, then let us know. Hit a 1 or hit a 2 if you don't want him to spoil it. We'll give you a few more minutes or a few more moments to decide. But so far we have 2 1s that are okay for you to keep on going and spoil it. But while that's going on, yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed. You're right, Lucas Meyer. It really impressing me right now with these little pages that you've shared here with us today.
And also, I have to say, Lucas Meyer and then this Marcelo Maleo, who did the colors.
Yeah, the
Really did a
colors
good
are
job.
pretty great. Yeah, for
I
sure.
want the greens are very vibrant, which is something you have to do in a Green Lantern, Green Arrow book.
Of course.
And I like that it's still dark. They have a lot of shadows, but it's light enough where it's like, yeah, this is just a fun, good story that, it's not too dark, but it's just fun. So,
And it has a little bit of a political, discussion sprinkled there, but not
yeah.
to the point where it drags the story down, because we all still want to tell a good story, even if there's a political message involved. Because, I mean, I personally don't mind it as long as the story is there and I can enjoy it.
Mhm.
But to be preached at, it's like, ugh. Well, it looks like, I guess,
We're going to
the
keep on
the
going.
the 28 people don't care. I'm gonna say by default, we're
All
gonna keep
right.
on going then.
But
Okay, so go ahead.
basically, we find out that the reason why the Deathstroke is attacking him is because this is his initiation into the assassins for the what's it called, the Ra's al Ghul assassin
The League of
League
Shadows.
of Shadows.
Oh, interesting.
So this was his initiation to be there, is that you had to take out them in order to be accepted. And so that's probably the reason
Wow.
why he was dressed in the black.
There you go. There you go.
So
Interesting.
anyway, so Oliver Green Arrow goes and finds uh Deathstroke in this temple, and they were asking, are you sure that they're dead? And then, like, literally, as soon as he said that, the Green Arrows start flying,
Of course.
and um,
Interloper.
yeah, yeah, and this was also a great shot here where Green Arrow is shooting the arrows, and you can show it shows each arrow and what they're doing to each of the the bad guys. Where you
Oh,
see
nice.
the
Okay.
ball is on them, and
Yeah.
it wraps one
Yeah.
up, and then the other one's like the goo and the string.
Very nice.
Um, and then Green Lantern starts coming, and then they start tag teaming. He's like, "Aren't you supposed to be resting because you just got shot?" He's like, "Yeah, I can't let you have all the fun."
Ah,
That's
okay.
literally what he says, and let you have all the fun.
Nice little banter there.
And so then the rest of the issue is pretty much them just fighting, and it's just action. There's a money shot right there where he
Yeah.
shoots the it's a splash page where he
Oh,
shoots the
nice. Oh,
green,
nice, dude. The
and he does the punching
the 1-2
bag.
punch.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
So
they knock
Cranshaw's
him out.
asking, so I guess he didn't make it to the Cool Assassins Club, huh?
I guess not.
Which is, it's kind of part of me is like, oh, they can't do my boy dirty like that. It's oh gosh, I went blank. I was gonna say Deadshot, but Deathstroke. It's Deathstroke. He should at
Deathstroke.
least have some kind of like, weight to his name.
Well, and I didn't post the picture here, but they go on banter off, and you know, Green Lantern says, "So, because I'm a cop, do I have to read this guy his rights?" And he's like, "I don't know. Are you a cop?" He's like, "I'm a space cop." And so then, anyway, yeah, the helicopter comes and starts shooting missiles at them, which inevitably lets Deathstroke escape.
All right, that's what I like to
You
hear.
know,
That's what I
so
like to hear. Yeah, because I mean, at first I was like, oh, that was a little too easy, man. It's Deathstroke.
no,
He doesn't get captured that easy, but okay, I like that. I like that.
he doesn't. So then they go and they finish off their drive in the Green Lantern car,
And they
and then
live happily ever after. Well, I will say right off the bat, the artwork is phenomenal. The sequentials are on point just by looking at these pages that you sent me to share. Freddie's asking, is that really Deathstroke or his son?
I believe it's Deathstroke. Uh, I'm pretty sure they mentioned it is Deathstroke.
Oh, wait, you can't confirm that?
Well, I know he does have a son,
Hold on, hold
but
on. Let's see.
I'm like 99% positive.
You're still 1% not positive.
Well, because I forgot that he has a son.
How can we be sure of that? Do they even mention, like, do they ever, like, under the tons of rocks and where are their bodies?
Yeah, no, yeah. He says the guy says Deathstroke.
Okay, so it is
He
Deathstroke.
failed
Okay.
Deathstroke. So yes, it is Deathstroke.
Well, that's a bummer that Deathstroke couldn't join the League of Shadows.
Yeah. But then the thing is also about this book is there's a backup story as well. And now I'm one who does not care for backup stories because I always find them uh worse than, like, why not just give me more of the actual story?
Mm.
And in this instance, it's a continuation of the story where Deathstroke then goes and meets back up with the League of Shadows guy, and they gave him a new target, which was the Flash. And then it's a Flash
Oh,
and Green Lantern against Deathstroke. It's a lot shorter, but it's still Flash and Green Lantern. It follows the similar beats as
okay.
this story, where
Is it the
it's
same
basically just,
artist?
no, it's a slightly different artist,
Oh, okay.
but
Slightly different. What does that mean?
it's still good. It's not like
Oh,
it's a
okay.
bad artist.
Okay, okay.
It's not saying it was. I think this artist, this Lucas Meyer, he was a lot better. The other artist, his name was Travis Mercer.
Okay.
But his art was also still pretty good as well. So it's like, it wasn't like it was like uh, like completely disjointed, I guess you
Okay.
would say. It was still really good, but just not as good as this guy. But yeah, it follows basically the same thing where it's just Flash and Green Lantern fighting Deathstroke.
Okay.
But as a one shot, you get a really good Green Lantern, Green Arrow story with,
Yeah.
some political messaging that's not too bad. You get some banter. You get a lot more action than I've seen in full books of modern Marvel and DC, where there's zero action. And this one, you get pages and pages of action, which is great, and it's great action as well,
Even better.
and some good dialogue between them, and then you get a backup story that is actually entertaining as well. So, all in all, I would say that this is definitely, absolutely, 100% worth the pickup.
So there you have it. Green Arrow, Green Lantern. What's the name of the issue?
World's finest special.
World's Finest. I
Yeah,
thought that was a Batman Superman thing.
that's what I thought so too. I don't know why. Why can't they just do Green Lantern special?
Well, whatever. That's another
Yeah.
nitpick. But it's worth the pickup then. There you have it.
Yeah.
Now, I know you didn't. I don't know if you gave the preamble to what is it worth the pickup's all about.
No, I did not.
Okay.
So,
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle. You do it. It's your segment.
okay, well, so basically what we do with uh is it worth the pickup is, what we try to do is break down comic books that have been either, mostly we try to do indie books, but other times we do modern books as well, where, as we mentioned in the main segment or the main part of our video, uh we wanted to encourage and uh review books, not just to tear them down or to nitpick per se. We want to make books better. We want to make comic books the best that they possibly can be. And we want to make sure that what we read and what we're reading and we're buying is top tier stuff.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so the way to do that is to be honest and to see if something is actually worth the pickup. And we try to be as objective as we can.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
we want to try to make sure and give constructive criticism with with these issues, and so that when we read these stories, we'll know what to look for and what to I guess pick up.
Yeah, and word of mouth is still the best approach to know whether or not a book is worth paying for or not paying for. And there's been times where we have not recommended certain
Yes.
books. And it's tough to do it with the indie creator because again, it goes back to the who I was talking about earlier about the thin skin, and I get it. Most artists are thin skinned. It's their expression. They gave their heart and soul to these stories, and by people attacking it, they feel like they're being personally attacked. When in reality, it's like, well, I mean, it's you're in this game. You gotta like know what's working and what's not working in order for you to grow and prosper in this industry. And
Yeah.
oh, hold on. Freddie says, I'm not sure, but I think DC World's Finest is a duo comic, so it can be Batman, Superman, Superman Green Lantern. Okay, all right. I just always associate that phrase with Batman and Superman. I thought that would only belong to them, but I could be wrong.
It's probably the most popular one that they obviously do.
Right, right. And we, like Kyle was saying, it's we want to be constructive and objective about it too, because again, $6 for this book, it's $5 for a regular 22-page book,
Right.
nowadays. And it's a bit harder to just go to the shop, like for instance when I was growing up there were $1, so it was easy to go show up with $20 and buy yourself 15 books, no problem.
Right.
But now only $20 can only get you 4 books as opposed to 19 or 15 like back in the day. And so I can understand how people are a bit more like careful as to what they pick up, because like myself, I've gone to comic shops where I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, and I buy it, and I go home to read it, and I go, what the hell is this? What, like, how did this guy get this job? How did he get this gig? This
Right.
this writer or this artist, like, how the hell did he get this part? Like, I don't understand. And so it's nice to finally see that at least DC in this instance is starting to, you know, the pendulum is swinging back to where they're going, okay, we gotta start making stories where we want people to come back and
Right.
read the stories and praise the work. And this is legit. This is not like something where I hope, hey, DC, give me free stuff so I can promote your stuff. This is straight up like, no, we are fans, we're readers. We go to the shop just like you guys. We pay for the books just like you guys. And
Hmm.
we read them and give you our fair assessment as to whether or not it's worth every dollar that you spend on it.
Now, I was also reading other reviews about this book from other people who've read it as well. And some of the criticisms that they gave was that it wasn't political enough. And
Ugh.
part of the part of the reason why, yes, part of the reason why is because this story does borrow from a story that happened earlier in the earlier run of Green Lantern and Green Arrow, where they do talk about these kind of issues, and it was very, I guess, more emphasized in that story versus here. I think that this book did a great job because where that storyline had multiple issues to talk about, with this just being a one-shot special, I think this issue did a great job in balancing the political, the dialogue, and the action. And I
Mm,
think if more
mm,
books were of this quality, you can still have the political talking points if you want to do that. You can still have the dialogue of just talking, because I did not there was, pages that I didn't put on screen of them talking, like he's like helping him out, or they like he's wounded and stuff, and they're just talking, as he's stitching him up or something like that. So there's good dialogue and just them talking and, rationing out stuff. but you have to balance it with the action and with all the other
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So many times that we review books, and I read books, modern Marvel and DC books, where it's just the dialogue or it's just the political message. Hardly ever is it just action. I don't see that anymore. And so seeing something like this is like such a breath of fresh air to read this, that it makes me want more of this.